The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Heyo.
Good morning.
How are you? You good?
I'm all right. I've got the husband in here today.
You've got your husband in here and you've had your chai tea.
I've had my chai. He's come in saying he wants to see what it's like for me at work, but really he's just been missing his chai lattes of a morning.
You're
so
right.
now he's had his hit.
Good for you, though. You had to sit there and do nothing the entire drive.
Yeah, I
You
got
said
to
you were looking
actually
at puppy-
read the
puppy-
news, so I might be more across it this morning.
He reckons you're looking at puppy videos.
I was looking at puppy videos as well.
Well,
You do feel that
are you
long
up to date with current events or not?
Yeah, because that long drive. Do you do that?
What do you mean, mate?
Well, like occasionally, if I go down the coast and
Yeah.
stay at Coolangatta or whatever, you know, a bit of the BBC World Surface. I'm Gordon Farquhar. You get to work and you feel like you're on top of everything.
that's
You're like,
that's the beauty
seriously,
of it.
you get an hour just to consume information.
It's true. You do that, or you watch a lot of puppy
Puppy
videos
videos
because
is
the
the other way.
algorithm goes, no, let's not
Yeah,
talk about
come
Trump.
on,
Let's watch
we don't care about
puppies.
that. Nice. Well done. Okay.
So, yeah.
So he's going to sit there for 3 hours. is he?
Yeah, he's just going to sit there.
Did he come up just to watch proceedings or?
Oh, we're also picking up a new car today.
Oh,
That's a
okay,
nice little
right,
side
right,
note.
There's a reason.
No, I was going to say because over the years you've probably had this too, Mitch, where you bring your kids in or whatever to watch, and it sounds so exciting.
Yeah.
And after about 10 minutes, the kids start getting bored. And they're going, is this all there is to it?
Yeah.
I remember growing up, my dad had Imprint over in Bowen Hills, which was a printing factory. And
Imprint, you remember that?
yeah,
Really?
yeah, it was big. He had lots of employees, and I used to go in there, and they had the shredder machine, and they'd fill up these massive industrial bins full of shredded paper. And
Yeah.
I would just climb into them and hide.
Oh, that's heaven.
So they'd lose little Spud running around the factory,
Spud.
and I'd be hiding in there. Then I'd come out with like 100,000 paper cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Go
gonna say,
home
you
quite
couldn't be
sore.
safe.
That sounds fun, though.
Then we go to the beach, and you just hear little me going, ah!
Everything stings.
Yeah.
Cool.
Back
Nice
when
memories.
I was in Harvey Bay, there used to be a like some type of earth moving business that was like across the road, just down the road from where we lived, but it didn't work over a weekend.
And
And
was it sawdust?
no, it was all different types of sand. Like there was some sand that looked like beautiful sand, like from Fraser Island, and there'd be other sand that was like a different
You
colour.
can
And
get
then there
some
was
good gravel and some bark
All-
and some mulch.
all
and
of that.
I know
Dangerous,
the one.
though.
they had no security whatsoever,
No.
and they had bobcats, and they'd leave their bobcats out, and we would jump their fence and climb into their bobcats and have sort of get them dodging
started.
cart. That the keys were in it.
What, the keys were in it?
Yep.
That's a red rag to a bull.
It was heaven.
God.
Imagine if TikTok existed back then.
Yeah, you'd-
Imagine all the stuff we would have videoed.
Can you imagine kids doing that now?
I blew up a house with a flare once.
That was an act of war.
Yes.
That wasn't recently, was it?
Yes.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Kid Cudi, Day and Night, the most played song on Nova back in 2009, which is our Throwback Throwdown year that we're doing this week. Yeah, we're
Was
number
it?
one.
Okay.
Number one song on this station. Wasn't picked by any of us yesterday when we were making our picks.
Oh, yeah, how's that going?
Come back through. Well, we'll have a look at through the up-to-date betting now. This is new to you, Nikki, but obviously I'm on air 5 till 6, and I like to use that as a bit of an unofficial pitch, a plea for votes.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
so you're cheating?
No, you're allowed to.
Am I meant to be lobbying? I didn't even share it
not-
in my Insta story. Am I really stuffed up
I would
here?
suggest you do that. With the amount of followers you have
Can I-
a distinct advantage.
Can I say something though? Don't we have a what's it called where you're not allowed to, in the elections? You're not
the
allowed
last
to advertise
hour.
anymore.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that the last hour now? So isn't this the cut-off for being able to spruik your?
No, because it's at
That's-
7:50, so 6:50 would be the cut-off.
Okay. Well, yeah.
All right, I better share it to my
20
story.
minutes,
Quick
28
sticks.
minutes.
Well, as I keep finding out, it might be the last time I do it, that I was on a certain percentage this morning, Nikki, when I made a big plea for everyone to vote for my song, New Divide by Linkin Park. And I've actually dropped down the voting. I'm sitting on 11% now in fourth. That's a horrible percentage when you're in fourth spot. So
Yeah,
I made a plea for the 5am Club people to vote for me.
You have stepped up. I just took a mind. I just voted for me now. You're up a little bit, about 14%.
Oh, okay.
How do you
Must be-
vote?
You go to the Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Instagram story.
Okay.
And you can press on it's one of those, pressy things.
Hang on, I have to go back and accept the request.
Yeah, do it off there. You don't even follow the show.
It's been pending for 3 weeks.
No, I followed the show.
What was the decision-making process?
No, I've just been
following your own show.
Well, they keep tagging me in all my swearing videos. I'm like, this is getting a little gratuitous now, and it looks like I'm just
Well, you know what?
bit feral.
That's interesting because my auntie Mari,
Yeah.
who lives up north, she's obviously not listening to the show, but just seeing the Instagram.
Yes, it
and she said to my
doesn't
mum,
look
she said to
good.
my mum, like, why is she swearing so much?
No.
And mum just goes like, no, I haven't heard her swear once. And that shuts Auntie Mari up there.
That's all Auntie Mari
mum's
needs to
mum's
know.
on side with you. Yeah.
Hang on, where? Oh, here it is. Throwback Throwdown. Add to your story.
Well, you're right, Luttsy. I don't know. I
Press
literally
Okay.
I had a look at the voting 2 minutes ago. It must have been a late surge. That song is on 18%. In 17%, actually 1% in last place. And unfortunately
Gaga?
for you to bring it to my attention, it's your song, Luttsy. Lady Gaga, Paparazzi.
We're both in strife.
I don't think this is one of her strongest offerings.
No, Poker
Luttsy.
Face was better, and
Yeah, I would have
Edge
voted
of Glory.
if Poker Face was there. I would have voted for that. But again, I had that bad interaction with her, so
Yeah.
that's why.
I don't know about
Might
this
cost
bad
you.
interaction.
No, I remember I was
on.
next to her on stage and just walked away because I didn't know who she was.
Oh, that's right. You told that yesterday,
Yeah,
didn't you?
remember that was yesterday?
Yeah.
If you followed the show, you might know this.
What did you, Wallaby Way, Sydney? That's
You
me
would have
at
seen
the
it
moment.
on the Instagram.
The next two were even betting about 20 minutes ago, but it has changed, and it might be because of, like you were just saying, Luttsy, and Nicky's
Yeah.
got a couple of followers, because in second position on 32%, Ash with the Black Eyed Peas.
Here we come, here we go.
Come on.
We got to
You wanna hear this later this morning?
easy
Come on.
come, easy go. Now we
It's an 8 o'clock special right there. 32%, and just ahead, 34%, Nikki on debut with the Hilltop Hoods.
Don't chase that feeling like
So as I remind you how to vote and tell Nikki how to do it as well, jump on board the Ash,
Still
Luttsy
time.
and Nikki Osborne Instagram stories and have your vote. The 2009 Throwback Throwdown, round number 1 for 2025 will crown the winner just before 8 o'clock this morning.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Are you more or less likely to swear on the air, considering your husband is here watching, Nikki, do you think?
Yeah, well, he is British, he is a snob, and I'm bringing shame to the family. So I'm going to try and keep it in today. I'm not going to give anyone a...
So you're not going
can't
to try
say
and
it.
do it.
No.
Where did you, I'm trying to work out where you would meet in English. Were you like trying to flog some crappy bit of equipment on that bargain show on English on the BBC? You know where they
Antiques Roadshow.
Antiques Roadshow. That's where I see you meeting him. You rock up trying to flog off some bloody product you found in your basement.
Trying to see if
And he's there-
this
there.
will be worth anything.
And he's there, like working out the price of teacups or something.
Yeah,
And he,
well,
and he
That's
has,
how I see it
And he has
happening.
what are those things called? A monocle?
A monocle.
Yes.
Yeah, see, what's happened here is this is not a real 18th century thing.
Well,
Nikki.
he was a lot like that when I first met him.
Yeah, right.
He's gradually lost his upper crust accent over the years as I've slowly boganed him.
Yep.
But, we met at the races.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What, the fancy races? Or
Yeah,
just-
down in Melbourne.
Okay.
It
like,
was...
couple week, whatever, yeah.
I was going there. My friend took me there because I had a crush on a DJ. Sam Newman's son, actually, Jack Newman. He was DJing.
Jack Newman.
No one knows who he is, but everyone knows who Sam Newman is. Anyway, I went there to follow him and then came across this good-looking silver fox.
Was he wearing a three-piece?
A top hat?
No top hat, but he did look
Did he have a-
very
did he have-
fancy.
Did he have a Peaky Blinders watch on? You know, those
Yeah,
watch
the
on.
pocket watch?
Yeah, pocket watch.
Like swings
Attached to
from
the
here.
chain.
No, he didn't have one of those, but he did have like a badge brooch thing.
Oh, yeah.
Which I actually needed. I think my opening line was, "Can I use your brooch to pin my flaps?" Because I had this dress that kept blowing open in the wind.
That worked, by the way. That line. For
It
those
was
of
quite the line.
I mean, when does that line not work?
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
So who's this bloke?
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, that one.
Who have you dragged in?
Yeah.
Who was the cat dragged in?
That is Mr. Star. Thank you very much. That is my better half,
Mr.
Jeremy,
Star?
my husband.
So you-
Right.
Hello, Jeremy. Hello, mate.
Good morning.
See, I told you, he's even posh when he says good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Top of the day to you.
Wasn't that posh?
You seem like a jolly good fellow.
He's like, this
All
one
the clear
again.
shows are coming out.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
So it's funny, the boys before, they were asking me that they're like, oh, so hang on, what's your surname?
Yeah, because it's Star. Why, you're not Nikki Star.
No, I'm
what
not.
a name, though.
No, if you Google Nikki Star, you'll see why I am not Nikki Star.
Hang on, let me
because
have a look.
Nikki Star does very well in a different genre
Well,
of
I wasn't going to say
entertainment.
it, but I presumed.
Let's
as
just
much.
say she's giving Bonnie Blue a run for her money. Actually, I've got a good story about that.
Oh, yeah, have a look at her.
Give us a look, Luttsy. I want to see
This is
the
on
other
the
Nikki
private
star.
phone, by the way.
You don't see her face. So this was a conversation when
We'll get back to that, Nikki.
Yeah, when
Right,
we
okay,
first
it's a
got
sidetrack,
together.
yeah.
When we first got together, and we knew it was on. Like he almost proposed 3 months in.
Yeah.
And I'd called Mum and I said, I found the one. Like the day I met him, I called
At the
Mum.
races.
Yeah, at the races, I said, I found the one. And
Really?
she said, tag him and bag him. And she also said, oh, you're astrology.
It's all true.
It is
Tag
all
him and
true.
bag
I
him.
did. I got a little ring made for him, and I said, I wrote "forget-me-not" in it because he had planned a trip around the world to try and find Mrs. Right. So he still went on that trip, even though he just found her and left her behind in Queensland.
Oh, right. So he went off. And
He went off, but then he quickly realised the error of his ways and flew me over to meet him. But when we got engaged, the big debate came because I was working in media. Do I take his surname? Do I become
Nikki Star.
Nikki Star, Mrs. Star?
It's Nikki Star the second.
Yeah.
The other Nikki Star.
It's a pretty good showbiz name. I mean,
It's a
Or
great
is it?
showbiz.
Porn-
the porn element aside.
But it just sounds so porn, or it sounds like a cheerleader.
Yeah. It's got
Jeremy's
that.
not really getting a word in here, but initially,
Yeah, he's a special guest. We haven't even.
Well, I've just
spoken about.
lost all anonymity now. So
Yeah.
I've been outed.
Well, you wait to see what happens from here, mate. I'll be
all
after you.
downhill.
yeah, all this. Well, it's
You
important.
could have
that
done worse though, like as a surname Star.
No, I know, but I kept saying
She was
to
an actress
him-
at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was an actress.
Well, still is, but I mean, at that point, that was that what you were doing?
Yes,
predominantly.
yes.
It'd
So
be hard to get a serious role if your name's Nikki Star.
yeah, but I'm Nicole, so I was going to become Nicole Star.
Nicole Star.
And then all of a sudden, I didn't know who I was anymore. I'm like, who's Nicole Star? Because that certainly does not match who I feel I am. And Nicole Star never got an award at school. You know, you know, you resonate with
was
that
Nikki
name.
Osborne.
Yeah, Nikki Osborne, Ducks of Drama.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
got
well-
that one in
well
there. Yeah. But yeah, Jeremy.
Did you care, like, in this whole?
I still care.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still bothers him.
Right. Okay.
And you kids are stars?
They are
Yes.
the superstars.
Yes.
Metaphorically.
Yes.
He wouldn't let me put super or rock in as their second names, like their middle names.
Rockstar or
Superstar.
or porn star.
Yeah. Well, that would be me. That would be
Or my
middle
favourite,
name.
Death Star.
Ah!
Oh, you've just
Now
outed
you've-
yourself as a Star Wars
pushing
nerd
bitches'
too.
All of a
buttons.
sudden, we've become best friends there.
That'd be cool.
How big's your saber?
What's your early impressions, Jeremy? When you come in here and you have a look around, is it
Great,
what you
great.
expected? Yeah.
Well, I'm not normally awake at this hour.
Aren't
but, you? No, look, it's great. I'm thrilled for Nikki.
He's because I've got a salaried job at last. He's been suffering through my my povo years. In fact, there was one day. Now, people think I've got a dark sense of humour, but I'd hit rock bottom one year and I had no money. I got dumped by my manager. I'd missed out on 3 roles. I hadn't been paid for a stupid ad I'd done. And I'm crying and crying in the room. And I looked to Jeremy. I said, Jeremy, say something funny. And he goes, you're a successful actress?
That was a true story.
That's actually very funny.
I'm very proud of that.
That's
line.
very funny.
This is what I'm dealing with. Because he's a pom. He's
Yeah,
cynical.
they got a good sense of humour.
And they go hard and fast.
They do. They're funny. Like,
Yeah.
I grew up on English comedy. Did you?
Faulty Towers.
Two
right?
Ronnies.
I still reckon that The Office is the funniest
English, yeah.
funniest ever made.
Oh, Jeremy.
And that's more recent as well.
You'd argue that it was extras.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I'm a
You
big fan
prefer
of
X?
extras.
You prefer
Yeah,
X?
absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a debate with my kids all the time that they reckon the American Office is funnier than the original Office.
No, get
and I'm like,
stuffed.
pull it. Come on, thank you.
Did you like when you were like you seem like you're like what? How old are you? Like, roughly. So you can ask guys that. It's not rude. Doesn't matter if you don't know.
I'm approaching 50.
My point is like that whole
From the wrong end.
4 weddings and a funeral kind of that era of English comedy. Did you see a little bit of Oh, mate, and you and
Hugh Grant?
Hugh
Oh,
Grant.
yeah.
Yes.
Look,
Because you got that sort of look about you.
You've definitely had that
You would have had
comparison
that.
before.
Surely, as
Yes.
an Englishman, were you in England at that time or in Australia?
Well, I have to say, coming in this morning, there was a sense of, am I Hugh Grant from
Yes.
Notting
Notting
Hill?
Hill.
you know,
Notting
like,
Hill.
Am I actually going to have to go and interview someone?
Yes,
and
yes.
pretend I'm from like
Horse and Hound magazine. Yeah, you do throw throws a bit of Hugh Grant out from Notting Hill.
He
And-
does.
which makes you, what was her name? Buddy,
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts, yeah.
Or
I'll wear that.
Bridget Jones, because there's a new one of them
I don't
coming
like
out.
that one
Oh,
as
okay,
much.
right.
But
I
she's
missed
more
the boat.
likeable, though, so maybe I should.
She was cute in
They're looking at bringing that back. She was cute.
no, not in that film, in the Tom Cruise.
Jerry
Maguire.
Jerry Maguire, yeah.
You complete
Anyway, we
me.
digress. Right, so and then what do you do for a living? You can just piss fart around here on a Thursday morning.
I'm
Obviously
a
very
landscape
little.
architect,
Oh,
so
okay, yeah, right.
please don't hold that against me.
So big, large scale. Can you be
Large
involved?
scale, large scale,
You could
so-
get involved with the Olympics, I reckon.
Well, that's why I'm here.
There you go. He's building the city for 2032. I like this.
Welcome along, mate.
Thank you, thank you.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah, now people know who I'm talking about. It's good that they get an idea of, what such, you're such a pompous
Yeah.
bomb.
This is a character assessment.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Just this morning, I brought in a little treat for a couple of our extracurriculars, as I call them, our foot soldiers.
Handmaidens.
Handmaidens. Our staff.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, this is what we call them.
No, well, handmaidens was John Laws.
John Laws used to
He used to
call
call them handmaidens.
Them handmaidens.
Wow. All right.
The handmaidens. And they were usually women, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, it's disgusting, Nikki. But anyway, so I thought it was it was just a little thing, but I thought it was...
What did you bring in?
Well, I bought in a soccer related.
For the minions.
Yeah, I'm talking about Lockie and Nick.
Oh, yeah.
And-
I came in at the exact same time as Nick today. He came in on his bike.
Oh, you right in today?
And it
Jeez, it's hot.
just started raining, and you got to hop out of the car to walk over to do the lanyard thing. Mm-hmm. Well, Nick came straight in, did it for me. It was like perfect.
Oh, because he's on the bike.
Perfect.
I got you, brother. Sat there waiting
Yeah.
for Nick.
Yeah, you got my back. So what'd you get?
So, it wasn't a big thing, but in my mind, it was a nice thing because it's something I got at the US when I was over there recently. And it was soccer related. So I walked in and it was Lockie and Nick, who I thought were sort of soccer people, right? So I thought, so I went to, and at this point they didn't know what I was giving them. And I went to Lockie first, and I said, Lockie, you love your soccer, but do you love I said, you and Nick love your soccer, don't you? So at that point he thought, hang on, I'm going to get something out of this. And Lockie...
Did he talk Nick down?
Yeah. Lockie went, oh, well, I love soccer way more than Nick does. So whatever. He was, in other words, he wanted the lion's share of whatever I was going to give them.
Yeah.
He's correct.
Yeah, I know, but still, why is he saying it?
So at this point, they're quite excited that this could be a very decent gift.
And it wasn't even, it's not big, but I thought it was nice. I was in a pub in LA, and they had beer coasters, which were the official beer of the LA Galaxy. So they were LA Galaxy beer coasters.
Nice.
Pretty cool, right? So, and then I saw because,
Is that Beckham's team?
Yeah, he owns it.
He owns it, doesn't he? Yeah.
Hang on,
It's
when
not,
you say coasters, are they like kind of ceramic ones, or are they just...
No, it's just cardboard.
Just cardboard.
Just standard.
You
But there was a fresh pack of them, at the bar I was drinking at. So I literally just five-fingered them, just went shupka, and took out 20 of them.
Yeah.
And stuffed it in the pocket.
You're like the dodgy uncle who doesn't have presents ready at Christmas.
Yeah, pretty much. But
Just goes and steals some silverware from...
Yeah. But still, it's a nice gesture, right? If someone did that for me, I'd go, oh my God. I had to put them in my bloody suitcase, which was packed. And Lockie, by the way, and neither of them showed much interest in them. Lockie went, were you sitting with him when I did it? No. Who was with him?
Was this this morning?
Yeah, it was just, were you? Someone was. Anyway, I was underwhelmed by Lockie's response.
Really?
Yeah, it was like...
What did he do?
He put in the recycling
Well, I said,
bin.
here, I'll give you the lion's share. I gave him most of them. Yeah. And he went, oh, yeah, thank you. And then, I don't think he said thank you. He went, oh, yeah. And then he kept talking to whoever he was talking to. And nothing.
He never
sure
said
he
the
didn't say
words
thank you.
thank you.
I did not hear thank you.
Is he slatable? Can we bring him up, or is he... Can we get him
Where
on?
is he? He's not
Oh,
even
he's
in
not
there.
there.
Speak.
He's getting your
putting
coaster out of the
him on
bin.
eBay.
You know, that happens from time to time. That happens.
Nick was slightly more responsible.
Did he say thank you at
I think
least?
he did.
I said thank you. I called you equal parts the best and the worst.
Yeah, he said, you're the best and the worst. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
Yeah.
As I handed him to him, he said, oh my God, you're the best and the equal parts the best and the worst.
What does that mean?
What did I give you last year? I found you an Irish Olympic pin from the Sydney
100%,
2000 Games. You
100%.
gave me beer coasters.
That's actually true.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Have you guys noticed around the neighbourhood here? We broadcast from the studios emanating out of the studios of Tenerife here in Brisbane. It's rubbish collection. Have you seen all the rubbish out on the streets?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
It's been out for days. I don't know when it is, but I think when people first hear that's coming out, load it out. Doesn't matter if it's 2 weeks away. It's just like, get it out of the house.
Is that everywhere?
Oh, hard rubbish
Hard rubbish,
collection.
yeah.
Yeah, the big one. You know the one where you
Not
can
the
chuck
soft stuff.
chuck all
That's
the-
just like, that's marketplace
Yes.
Christmas.
Yeah.
That's actually true. As I say, one man's rubbish.
Trash
is
is another man's treasure. Like my friend down in, sorry, I know this
No,
is your
go-
story,
no, go for
but my
it.
friend down in Melbourne, she lives in Toorak, which is the yuppie suburb, and
I believe it's pronounced-
That'd be a good place to scout too.
that's what happened. She said they actually start parking outside the houses
God.
with their
Waiting for it.
vans, waiting for it. Like it's a full, grab.
This house will have some.
What
good
have you-
She
gear.
was walking something out and she was approached going, can I take that off you?
Yeah.
And she's like, but I've got to grab the other four wheels that go with it. And he's like, let me help you.
Yeah, wow.
They're just all over it.
What
Jeez,
was
that's
it?
awesome.
Oh, it sounds like a car, doesn't it? I think it was some little toy car thing.
It doesn't matter what it is. Like I put a barbecue out once, which had it, but they didn't steal the barbecue. They stole the knobs off the barbecue that they must have needed.
Well, because everyone needs knobs when you lose your knob. It's one of the.
Yes,
It's like
100%.
the guy
We've always
with the
said that.
broom hooks. You find
You
the
keep
necessity.
going back to this broom.
I know.
You're fascinated by
I've never
Well,
that.
he
seen a hook on
made
a
so
broom
many
before.
millions of dollars of just an innocuous
Did he
object.
really make millions and millions?
Millions
You
of
sure?
dollars. Yes, I met the guy.
But again, that would have been someone else. Someone would chuck that out in a heartbeat. Some other guy's making $1 million.
Exactly, yes.
But it's funny that you mentioned the barbecue because, like, I go down Florence Street here, which is like your first left when you leave here, and there right now, if you want to go and check it out, or you need knobs on your barbecue for your barbecue, there's been a barbecue that's been sitting there around the corner there for 3 days now.
Are you sure that's not someone's new alfresco?
No.
A little open area they put in the
Yeah.
front yard.
But this is a stainless steel barbecue that's there, and it was there this morning
Have
again.
you thought about it? Or?
No, I don't need it. But when I first saw it, because every time I look at you can't help if you're driving past to look at it and go, "What have they
Yeah.
got here? What's
there?
going on?" And it's mostly all junk. But
Every
if
now and
there's
then.
anything decent, you'd imagine it would go straight away. But this barbecue, I saw it and I went, "That won't be there this afternoon." Well, it was.
It was.
And then it's survived the whole of yesterday, and it's still there this morning. I haven't hopped out of the car to have a look at it, but it's a stainless steel barbecue.
Is it just that area, or is there some website you go to work out? How do people know? Like, I don't know when that area. Only reason I know to put my stuff out is when I see someone
Everyone
else
else
put
is
some
doing it.
stuff out.
Same
Like,
with bins.
how do you find out? 'Cause it can't be everywhere in Brisbane. That'd be a
They must do
disaster.
it. They must do it section by section.
Yeah.
And we definitely don't have it down on the Gold Coast, but around here,
13,
Rule
24,
of thumb.
13, 24, 10 if you know how you work that out.
you've picked up some good gear.
Yeah, well, that's well, yeah.
out of that as well.
Yes.
Yeah, but the rule of thumb is just ask someone with a nice lawn. Because if they're taking care of their grass, they're on top of everything else that's happening in the suburb.
Yeah, they'll know.
Yeah, if
They
they're,
know
if they're
everything.
keeping trim and,
Yeah. Keeping it trim
keeping it
and
trim,
tidy.
you know that's...
It's good confirmation too that it really was junk and it needed to be thrown out. I reckon if you put it out on the pavement and it's still sitting there untouched by the whole of society, 4 days later, the whole of Brisbane has driven past it and gone, yeah, that is junk.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
I've been clean. There's been no swearing. But I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here.
Yeah,
now
has it started?
It started. The only reason I knew that is because I text Husey last week, and
Is he on it?
he normally texts straight back. Yeah, he's on it, and it didn't even deliver. And then I'm like, my messages aren't delivering. Hang on. I think he might be in the jungle.
jungle.
And hey, presto, he's in the jungle. But
so because it's like in inverted commas live, right? It's not as if they've got it in the can and you watch it like 2 months later. They're in the jungle now.
it's happening now. I think it's a 9-hour delay. But
Kind of like old school Big Brother, where they would film it and then quickly put it all together for like the following night, right? Yeah.
Right. So which is how I like my
That's
reality
better.
TV.
I
by the
didn't
way.
know that was the case, I've got to be honest. I thought that it was sort of all in the can.
No.
No. It's happening right now.
As we speak, right?
They're in there right now having dinner.
So who's in it?
Sam Thaiday. I know
He's
Sam
in
Thaiday.
there. He's looking after Reggie Bird.
I know.
Yeah,
I
I know
know.
Reggie.
Oh, Reggie Bird's up
Yeah.
in it?
Yeah.
For the Big Brother winner? She won it
Yeah.
Big Brother twice, I think, from
She
memory.
did, and I can see why. She's so likeable.
She is actually.
She
And
was
then-
crook, wasn't she?
Yeah, and she's even crooker now. I was watching a little bit
Her
last
eyesight's
night.
not good.
Yeah, she's losing her eyesight
That's right,
and her
yeah.
hearing at the same time. And I think it was Matty J who's in there. He was chatting to her about it. You know, you go and have your little, sad story powwow
Yeah,
in the
everyone-
corner.
everyone sort of has that
You
moment,
should
don't
see
they?
when you're in there. All of a sudden, all the cameras in camo, like behind trees, all turn.
Oh, do they really?
And then all the megalomaniacs,
No.
they all just kind of run over to wherever the cameras are pointing to because they're like, oh, it's my chance to get on air. Someone's sad. I'm going to get part of this.
Right.
Oh, is that what happens?
That's
is it?
why I didn't do so well in the jungle because I just couldn't get on board with that. Usually I was just asleep because I was too bloody hungry. But
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
Reggie, it was so sad. I was watching Instagram and in 30 seconds I was in tears because Matty
That's
J
sad.
said, what are you the most scared about? Losing your sight. And she said in her Reggie way, not seeing my kids again, actually. And I was
Oh, my
gone.
That'll get you.
Absolutely gone.
She's got a good sense of humour though, because I saw her on socials yesterday. They put those little snippets up, and it had Sam Thaiday was out there. And for some reason, everyone bought in contraband, which you would, wouldn't you? I hope you did when you went.
No,
in there.
I didn't, and I
Oh.
was so oblivious to it all. And they're all speaking in code. They told me last because my idea of keeping a secret is telling one person at a time. They're all kind of going, yeah. I'm like, wow, this boiled water tastes really good.
Oh, no.
And they're like,
It's vodka.
like Miguel's looking at me going, stop it.
Oh, is it?
But he'd brought in chicken.
Oh, right. I thought it was
salt.
vodka.
Yeah.
I thought it was vodka.
Oh, gee, that'd be nice.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I would actually consider, smuggling things in uncomfortable places if I could get a flask of whiskey in there. Because not only are you hungry, you become incredibly boring.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the hardest thing for me in the jungle was being bored.
Yeah.
Mostly because I was getting, no screen time and I didn't have a sob story. So I'm there going, no one's going to like me because, I've got my sight. But this is how these
Ian's
shows
worked
work.
perfect.
It is how they work.
Yeah.
And I hope Reggie wins because she's a good person.
Yeah,
But that aside, you get so bored, you start just kind of picking fights.
But, yeah.
Who'd you pick a fight with?
I didn't mean to pick a fight. I was chatting because I was in with Billy Brownless, the AFL player.
Oh, yeah, I remember because he told that whole sad story he had with his whole situation.
I didn't realise his ex was called Nikki either, so I didn't realise I was a
Yeah,
trigger.
remember they had that. Remember one of his. I don't want to go into details. I don't remember, but one of his teammates. And
Yeah, had an affair
it was
with
a
his
whole
wife.
thing. Yeah.
I didn't know any of that.
Neither
so
did I until the show.
Good old foot and mouth Osborne just kept saying all the wrong things.
Oh, but
But anyway, he was talking about now this blew up in the headlines overseas in the UK because I was in there with Charlotte Crosby from Geordie Shore.
Oh,
Who's
yes.
got 10 million followers or something stupid.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what she did for a living. I knew that she shit behind a car on TV, which is why she became quite famous.
Did she really?
So that was, in my head, that was her claim to fame. Anyway, Billy's saying that one of his daughters is looking at just becoming an influencer instead of going to uni. And this is how it played out.
Influencers.
There, that's it. Influencers. A lot of girls out there want to do it.
Well, you don't need any talent.
You do. You need a lot of talent to be a good influencer.
You think?
Oh, 100%. Not anyone can just be an influencer. It's not an easy job.
Yeah.
Influencing what? Like influencing...
Influencing
it's
your
advertising. Advertiser.
Oh, God, influencer. I wish I'd never said anything. Oh! I literally threw myself under the bus there.
For brands and businesses, influencers are so important. You don't even understand. Pay for huge.
I know. I feel. I love influencers. I think it takes a lot of talent.
If you and an influencer, Nikki, went to try and sell the same things, you're not going to do very well. So it shows that maybe you don't have much talent.
Jesus.
Well, you know what? I have been forced to eat my words because, the one thing you don't do is, I can't say the word, is annoy people of influence. She's got 9 million followers at that point.
Did she turn them against you?
got hate.
Every influencer in the
Look at
country
Taylor
then
Swift.
influenced to get me out of the jungle. I was out that night.
Right.
I was gone.
And what year was this?
2020, good way to start the year. A nice normal year
So
for me.
that's recently.
Incarcerated in the jungle and incarcerated in Melbourne. It was great.
Yeah, that's what.
But yeah, no, 2020.
So the power of her people probably got you out of the
Yeah,
jungle.
I
Do you
was
reckon
out.
that cost you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I got absolutely trolled, but I blew up in the UK, so I sold out, Edinburgh really quickly when I went over
so
there.
there you go.
Yeah, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
No.
Unless
When
you're
you
Elon
said that-
Musk giving everyone a wave.
When you exactly. When you said that and you said you don't need any talent, did you notice all the cameras come in at that point? Did they? Could you
No,
tell?
I didn't, because it was such an innocuous conversation.
Yeah,
you
right.
know. And I've since written articles about how influencers are actually the genius of society because they've hacked the best job on the planet.
Well, exactly. I've turned a little bit towards them as well, I've got to say.
What, dating them or doing it?
Oh, either.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
I'm smarter than I'm smarter than who?
The Brighton Answer deal is here, with one lucky person winning $100,000 off the price of their new home every month. Drop into your nearest Brighton display home today.
All right, Lauren is at Kapalaa Bar and has played a couple of times before. And, here we go. Sweet spot, dropping the kids off at school. So school is back. Is that right, Lauren?
No, I saw his vacation care today.
Right.
She just drops them there on holidays. You'll work it out.
What's going on?
He gets to go bowling today, so it'll be a fun day.
Oh, nice.
That's Benson and Amelia.
Yeah, Amelia's at daycare already, but I've got Benson here to do the bring in the gift.
He's up for it.
I wonder how Benson Boone
Good
was
young
last
man.
night at the River Stage,
Yeah.
by the way. Any feedback on that? We'll have to check
No.
someone.
Yeah, give us a buzz if you were there. 13 24 10.
Oh, now, Nikki,
I've got to go.
you've got to
I've got to
go.
go. So I'm not cheating. I'm leaving. Bye.
No, we'll just give Nikki time to get into the soundproof booth.
The good thing about
So everything is legit.
look what Nikki does. It doesn't do as a thing. She doesn't take a phone in, which is illegal.
Yes.
No,
No, you're not allowed to take it.
Yeah, it just opens the avenue of potential
Corruption.
and misconduct.
And bringing the quiz into disrepute, which we're dead against.
Yeah.
So everything's legit. Now, Lauren,
Yes.
we're playing for $100 here, but the gift kickback cave is in full effect. So let's just rip into it. 30 seconds on the clock. And your time starts now. Velocity is the frequent flyer program for which airline?
Virgin Airlines.
The Better Man biopic features a monkey portraying which music superstar?
Pearl Jam.
In netball, a player with the letter C on their bib is playing what position?
Centre.
Referring to weather, what does BOM stand for?
Buretta of... No, sorry, pass. Don't know.
Spell rabbit.
RABBIT.
Top clock. Just with the Lutsies?
With the
Is that a
Luttsies.
Lutsies?
An official Luttsies.
Okay.
Giving you 1 second left there, Lauren. You almost
Okay.
went the distance.
Yeah, that BOM really got me.
The BOM, yes. Yeah.
Yep.
And we were just talking about question number 2 as well. All right, we'll say
Which one?
The Better Man biopic. We were just talking about that in the last hour. Let's see how you go. The GIMP today. Oh, it's a good one. It's the Jersey Boys.
We've got a live one.
Oh, live one.
Yeah,
what do you mean a live one?
Benson was keen to do the GIMP.
Oh, no, yes, of course. Yeah, sorry. Over to
what are you doing,
Benson,
mate?
who's what, 8 years of age now, Lauren?
He's 8 years of age. Yeah, he just had his birthday.
First of the year. So, Lauren, you count young Benson in. Let's see how he goes.
I'm going to count you in, okay? 3, 2, 1. Bring in the gift!
Oh, that's just solid, isn't it?
Yeah, strong, is confident.
That's just in cricketing parlance, that's a
Getting off the mark.
beautiful
Yeah.
on drive, just through the covers. For 4.
Full of confidence.
Full of confidence. Good leg work, footwork, whatever. Benson.
Good work.
First for the year, 9 out of 10, brother.
Nice.
He's
He loves it.
The game. Bring in the game. Bring in the game. Bring in the game on Nova. No game is worth
Who's this?
crawling on the earth. So bring in the game on Nova.
Jersey Boys. Yeah, nice, isn't it?
Very nice.
All right, you ready, Nikki? Back in the winner's
I
circle.
feel
Let's go.
nervous
Let's
after
go.
yesterday's
Come on.
flop.
Come on,
Okay.
clear the mechanism. You went to the toilet early. You've had a
Yeah, I'm
Wipe the slate clean.
You've cleared
I'm
your
cleansed.
bowels.
Wipe it clean, yeah? Okay, we go. 30 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. Velocity is the frequent flyer program for which airline?
Virgin.
The Better Man biopic features a monkey portraying which musical superstar?
Robbie Williams.
In netball, a player with the letter C on their bib is playing what position?
Centre.
Referring to weather, what does BOM stand for?
Bureau of Meteorology.
Spell rabbit.
RABBIT.
Stop clock.
Oh, boom!
Leah! What was that with the... How long did Nikki have left?
6 seconds left.
6
That's
seconds.
fast.
Wow.
We have no need for a two-go. Let's have a look at
I
it.
thought we wanted to hit the dump button on question 3 there with Nikki for a second. What does C stand for?
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
That would have derailed the whole thing.
That
I
would-
know.
I'm glad you didn't.
I wanted the victory more than I wanted to give away $1,000
Mind
today.
you, it would have made a great video.
Right, just-
I'm glad you didn't.
It would have been worth it. Velocity is the
Stressful.
frequent flyer program for which airline? You both said Virgin. That's correct. 1-1. The Better Man biopic features a monkey portraying which musical superstar? I said that she'd get this, didn't I, Lauren? We were just talking about it last hour. It's
Yes.
Robbie Williams. Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
2-1, Nikki. Netball, a player with the letter C on their bib is playing what position?
Don't.
Centre. Don't get that's
too dangerous.
Come on, let's just
But
get
they
through it.
can be the other word
they-
that
well,
we're thinking of.
Centres are known for
Because they
that.
hold the ball. Here if you need, here if you need. I don't need you.
Yeah, you're right, actually. I don't like centres very much.
I'm the goalkeeper. I don't get to do anything.
It's 3-2. Referring to weather, what does BOM stand for? Bureau of Meteorology. You did very well.
I'll try and
pronounce
say that
under
5
pressure
times
as well.
fast.
Yes. So it's
Lauren struggled
4-2. Lauren can't win. Spell rabbit. You both got it correct. RABBIT. It's a 5-3 victory.
Wait, did I get a 5
Oh, well done.
Strong. Perfect score.
6 seconds left, too. Yeah, it was a hard one for you
Solid
today, Lauren.
Sorry, Lauren.
Solid.
No, well done, well done.
Lauren, look, I've got an interesting one here, actually. $200 Bailey Nelson voucher. Now, Bailey Nelson, for those who don't know, the optometry, stylish frames and standard single vision lenses from $189. Expert eye test available in store. Let me head down to Bailey Nelson.
Get your peepers checked.
Get my peepers checked. I'm battling a bit at the moment. $200 Bailey Nelson vouchers. There you go. And I'll also give you
Thank you.
4 tickets to a complete unknown. This is the Timothée Chalamet.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Singing Bob Dylan for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's the Bob Dylan movie, which is open at the movies as of right
But
now.
make sure you go to Bailey Nelson first so then you can see the
Yeah, that's a
movie
good
properly.
point. Otherwise, it's pointless, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you very much, Nova.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Yeah, so the Razzies, what is that? That's the worst movies.
The anti-Oscars, you could call it. It's usually held the day before the Oscars are on, which is coming up in early March or something like that. But yeah, the nominations have come out for the worst movies of the last 12 months.
All right, the norms.
A pretty stellar field, to be honest. And there's 5 movies that have got 6, and then 4 movies that have got 6 nominations, and then Joker, the sequel to Joker, Folie à Deux, got 7 nominations.
That wasn't well received, was it?
Not great.
Have you... Oh, sorry,
Sorry, I just got
Luttsy.
my hand in the air. That means
Yes.
I get appreciated.
All right.
Because there's a whole lot of movies these days because of Netflix and everything. Does it include that
It
stuff
does.
or just cinema release?
Well, one that I'd forgotten even was out. I wanted to watch it. And I never got around to it. But I know you saw it, Ash. The Jerry Seinfeld, the fake origin of the Pop-Tart.
Yes.
Called Unfrosted.
Yes.
And it starred like the who's who of American comedy.
It had Bill Burr played the president.
Hang
Sorry,
on,
Nikki.
Nikki's about to say she liked it.
I know, I thought that was like Frozen 2.
It would make more sense, wouldn't it?
It would have got more people watching it. Was it bad?
Well, I never watched it. Ash, I remember you
was
coming and
just
going,
bizarre.
it
That
was
was- yeah.
weird, it was fine because all those people were in it. But
Yeah.
I think that's where they throw a movie like this in there because Seinfeld's in there as worst actor, got a nomination, and it also he gets a nomination
see
as
that, actually.
as the worst director. So I think
Wow.
it's just, director actually stellar field. Francis Ford Coppola, the guy who gave us The Godfather, Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
He did this one called Megalopolis. That he self-funded.
Megalopolis.
He hundreds. It was
no, mate, it was
hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars.
Or was it
and
a
just-
shark or what was it? What's a megalopolis?
Megalopolis.
like a futuristic. I have no
I
idea.
never even
No
heard
one's.
of
It was
that.
out for about 8 minutes, and no one saw it.
Sounds like when you've got a kid and you've got something wrong with you, and they're like, "What do you got?" I got a megalopolis.
Yeah.
I made a case of
That's
that.
disgusting. You
Gotta
got to
get
get fixed.
You got to get that cut off.
Hey, did the Robbie Williams one?
No.
I went and saw that as well. I actually
That's this-
quite enjoyed that movie.
Better
That-
Man. Yeah.
That's
this
getting
year or last
rave reviews.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm purely going off my kids because I went and watched and I said, look, it's a bit bizarre because he's a monkey, but they reckon that it's one of the lowest earning movies or
Yeah.
lowest box office.
Oh, it's going no good.
I think a lot of
No, apparently, yeah.
A lot of
And
that's
huge
been
budget.
Yeah, a lot of that's been taken from the US. It's because his music's not big over
He's
there. As far
unheard
as,
of.
as far as an
Yeah.
artist, no one really cares about Robbie Williams
I saw
over
him talking
there.
to Richard Wilkins about that, and it's fascinating watching a man who we see as so famous,
Yeah.
still having all these insecurity issues and not being able to crack America.
Yeah. And I think like whatever studio over there paid like $100 and something million for the distribution rights. Like we want that to be our film in America, and no one's watching it. So that's where the flop comes
Okay,
into
I
it.
gotcha,
So
I gotcha.
yeah,
Because I enjoyed the film. I actually
so did
enjoyed
I.
that as well. Yeah.
I think it's really, really
Maybe
good.
he needs to release a track with that chick whose house just burnt down in America. You know
Which
that
one?
couple? Oh, what's her name?
Well, how will that help?
Oh, I push him up because all of a sudden, because the house burnt down and they blew up on TikTok because they were upset about the house. Her music has now hit the charts
Who is
again.
it?
Brilliant.
Oh,
Paris Hilton.
good story, Nikki.
Deep dive.
Come back to us.
What is it? What
I'll
was
come
the worst?
back.
Come back
Let
to
me
us,
Google,
find
let me
out.
Google.
Worst picture, Borderlands. It's based on the video game, and through that, Kate Blanchett, our Kate, who's won multiple Oscars and nominated for a bunch more. She's up
Brave
for worst
Kate.
actress. Absolutely. Joker, Madam Web, which I think is.
Yeah, no one saw that.
I watched that for the first
That
time
was Marvel, wasn't it?
yesterday. Marvel adjacent. Worst picture, worst actress, worst supporting actor and actress, worst director, and worst screenplay.
The
It
poster
is-
looked bad for
It
that.
is not. It is a weird film. There's like the
The
villain.
chick
in
from 50 Shades?
yeah, she's the lead in it.
I mean, come on.
Sydney Sweeney's in
Dakota
it as
Fanning.
a
Sydney
Sydney Sweeney's in it, and it's still bad.
She plays a very un-Sydney Sweeney like
Oh,
character.
that's where- that's where
I'll
they-
put it that way. And apparently she only said yes to doing it so they would okay that other movie that everyone knows her for, that Anyone But You, where
Oh,
she
yeah, with
very
old
much
mate.
got around. Look, Glenn Powell.
I've
Yeah,
watched that
so-
7
So
times.
hang on,
bet you have.
did she ugly up for this movie, and that's why it hasn't done well?
Well, I don't think that helped. If you were going in there going, hey,
Don't put words in his mouth. Don't gaslight him.
Sydney Sweeney's in a cat suit. You have to
Yes.
go and watch her. Yeah.
Heidi Montag.
Oh, yeah.
And Spencer
and
Pratt.
Spencer Pratt, yeah. She was from The Hills.
So Robbie Williams clearly needs
What,
to
Heidi
collaborate.
Montag is getting big again?
She's blown up.
Hang
Oh
on,
my
go to Anne
God.
out of Maroon. Oh, she was there. She knew she was onto it too. I wanted to see. So what's she got? What's Heidi Montag got? What's one of her songs?
Well, you wouldn't know him.
I don't know. I
you
didn't
know.
even know her name.
You remember her? She was the annoying
No.
chick off The Hills with Spencer Pratt. I met him once, actually. So quite nice.
I only know about them because their house burnt down.
Yeah. And she was in tears, obviously. But he wasn't.
Oh, yeah. No, he's an emotional dude. I've warmed to him. Like a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
s-
people are.
They were pretty funny when I met him, actually. I think they were...
Oh, you met them?
Yeah, I met him in LA once, yeah.
Of course you
They were
did.
playing a role in The Hills. When they were
Context?
the villains.
Yeah.
Just said a red carpet thing.
Just a very you know.
It was
Anyway,
a show business.
anyway,
Diddy party
What else?
afterwards.
What else is
Great.
just a freak off.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Bring it back. Throwback Throwdown.
Yeah, taking it back to 2009 for the opening round of Throwback Throwdown 2025. Voting officially closed.
Yeah, Mitch, I think you and I were pretty much... We should have probably should have conceded.
Yeah, pretty early.
About an hour and a half ago.
The paparazzi did come in fourth, but only just 17%, just slightly behind my pick, Linkin Park and New Divide. Didn't get the picks this week.
So you got third, Mitch?
Yep. So I copped that. Ash, 31%.
Here we come, here we go.
With the Black Eyed Peas.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah. And as we thought, the I mean, do you have a? Is there a name for the Osborne fans that you've got, Nick? Because they've come out strong.
What do you call your fan base? The Osbornians or
No,
the
they're
Osborne-agains?
The Osborne again.
I don't know.
That's a bit,
bit
connotations
weird.
there.
Bit weird.
I don't know.
We should we'll think of that.
We needed a term.
Yeah.
A nice one.
Yes, of course.
I want to keep them.
We want to keep their support, just like they showed it this week, because the Hilltop Hood's got about 35%.
Oh my God.
For your debut
Woo,
Throwback
that's my
Throwdown.
age.
That is fantastic.
Okay.
and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Did anybody watch The Demon last night?
I watched the first set, to be honest, and
Yeah.
took an early mark thinking there's no way you can win
I
this.
must say I did the same. I just went, no, I think I can safely go to bed.
Yeah,
It
well,
sounds bad.
It sounds bad. I mean, come
But
on.
you could just tell
Yeah.
that the writing was on the wall. I felt bad for him, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
It was outclassed.
I'll be late for work and sad.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, he's played him now 11 times, and he's beaten him once, which was the first time that they played. I don't know how long ago that was, but it's not like the Demon is ranked 200 and something in the world. He's like 11th in the world.
I think he's eighth. I
He's
think
eighth in
he
the
goes
world.
to seventh after this tournament, regardless of the loss last night. So he's right there or thereabouts. But geez, that Sinner was on another level.
And when we had
Johnny Millman
Johnny
yesterday.
Millman on the show
Great Johnny
yesterday, he was saying that Sinner might not even play because there was an injury cloud over him. There was all this
That's right.
speculation
he had,
that
like the shakes and gastro or something. He was not well.
yeah.
Well, he didn't look like that last night, did he?
No, well, it's all behind him, obviously.
Well, yeah. As gastro usually is.
Yeah, that male was not on point at all because he was
he
in
decimated
fine
him.
form.
But anyway, but more importantly,
Yes, so when we had him on the show yesterday, John Millman, who's a Brizzy boy,
Yeah.
he's doing the commentary along with Peter Pasoltis.
yeah, Pistol
Yes.
Pete Pasoltis.
Pistol Pete Pasoltis, who we used to work with way back in the day when Pistol Pete was a work experience kid at 4BC.
Yeah, he's one of the main rugby league callers now. He's one of the main tennis
Now,
guys.
you call him Pistol Pete.
We called him Pistol Pete because when we were at 4BC working in the sports department, Pistol Pete would rock up in his Brisbane Grammar uniform doing work experience, and then he got a job, and he used to rave that he was a great coach of tennis,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
also a tennis aficionado / could
Former player.
could wield a what's a brand
A Wilson.
he could brand a Wilson.
yes,
Let's just say
yeah.
that, and swing a Wilson with some degree of gusto.
Yeah, he talked himself up as
tennis.
some type of tennis protege.
So we hit
So we
Johnny
called
Millman.
him because Pete Sampras was around the time, so he was Pistol Pete
Pistol
Pasoltis.
Pete. Yeah.
Okay,
Instead
so
of
that's
Pistol Pete
that's his
Sampras.
nickname. But then when we're talking to Millman, he had a different name for him.
So
But
then
they
we
all call him Salty now.
He's now known widely as Salty, Pasoltis. Drop the P, Salty, Salty.
Gotcha.
But back in the day,
OG,
we
he was
we
Pistol
started him as
Pete.
Pistol Pete.
Yes.
So we played the Millman from yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been commentating a fair bit. We started up in Brisbane.
Please drop Pistol
Obviously,
Pete
yeah.
because Salty
Call
is
him
not his
Pistol.
nickname. His nickname is Pistol Pete.
I'll get that through today.
Thank
I'll
you.
get that through today.
And I had a feeling just the way that he said that. I was like, there's something genuine about this bloke. Like, he doesn't
Yeah.
sound like he's not
Yeah,
going
I'll
to...
do it, I'll
he's just
do it.
And then just
Yeah.
forget about it.
Well, he is from Brisbane, and
Yeah.
we do follow through.
100% we do. And
So you were watching yesterday. Well, I don't want to steal your thunder, old son, because you're the one who sent it through to the group text. You must have been watching it, were you?
at 4:04 yesterday afternoon, and I had to time code it so we could find it because I didn't record it obviously, and it was gone on my TV. I couldn't rewind it even. 4:04, boom, the Millman delivers.
What'd you see this time, Johnny?
Well, you'd expect that from, again, what Casey says, kind of shuffles in. It's an easy ball, and I think he gets a little bit excited then. Almost rushes it instead of having that composure, a bit like our co-commentator, Pistol Pete Salty.
Yeah, nothing.
Was Pasoltis in the? I'm trying to remember now whether Peter was.
I don't think he
Well,
was
you were
even
watching
there.
it. I wasn't watching it.
I wasn't really watching it. It was just in the background. All I heard was Pistol Pete.
I don't think Pistol Pete
And then
was
I
even present.
feverishly text, and I don't even know if Pistol was in the commentary box at the time.
Oh, well,
He just
10
dropped
out of 10 to Millman. And by the way, through our connections with JT, whoever else we may come across, Darren Lockyer, we get on, like all Channel 9 staff now.
Because he's
You
a
know-
Channel 9 rugby league commentator for the NRL.
Yes.
Yes, you know how they call who's the bloke that's been getting into trouble? Tony Jones.
Yeah.
And they got the funniest thing on the. Everyone calls him Chompers. 'Cause
Chompers.
He got fake teeth and he hates it. And he does these interviews, and at the end of it,
Everyone's in on it.
Oh, thanks very much for your time. Yeah, cheers. Thanks, Choppers.
He hates it. There's no joke with him. He hates it. So we could, and it's not even derogatory. It's just what his nickname should be, Pete Pasoltis.
It should be. Yeah.
So we've got to spread the word far and wide. And by the end of this year, he's back to being Pistol Pete Pasoltis.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
I'm so worried about Ryan Reynolds at the moment. Like, I'm a massive fan of Ryan. Like, do you like Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, of course.
Like, he can do no wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great.
Except he and Blake are in the paper again today with this whole ongoing Baldoni saga. So,
Yeah.
are you up to speed on it?
Not really, but I want to hear about it.
Haven't they taken legal action against this guy?
Yeah.
Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively did a movie together.
It ends with us.
And now, to be honest, just said off air, I thought the movie was still to come out, but then Alicia just said she saw it 6 months ago. So the movie's been and gone, but
It's
there's a
been and
court
gone.
case that's come out of it.
Yeah, so what happened, I'll try and keep it short, is they've shot this movie together, it's come out, and then all of a sudden Blake Lively's in the headlines for one thing she said about a beauty product. Now, this movie is about abuse within a relationship, like physical abuse and mental abuse, domestic violence basically, so it's very heavy tone. And then all of a sudden they're picking on her, going, how dare you be flogging your beauty products when you're kind of the face of domestic violence. Then all of a sudden, pre-Christmas, a lawsuit came out. Blake Lively sued Justin Baldoni for actually creating that smear campaign out of spite because these two did not get on during filming.
Right.
Question: did they play? They play lovers in the film?
They do, but in a
Is
relation...
he the bad guy in the movie?
Well, I haven't seen the movie, but yes, I believe
he is.
he
Alicia's got
is
thumbs
the
up.
bad guy.
Right.
And he is the director of the film as well.
Oh, he's directing
Yeah.
it
Right.
as well.
So she's then come out and said he took advantage of his role as director and kept refilming all of these intimate scenes without conversations to her prior. So very different to you guys who just throw out topics that we start chatting about and I don't know what's coming. He would just all of a sudden be hands all over her.
Right.
And he used to show her porn and things like that.
Is this
apparently.
allegedly?
This is
Yeah.
allegedly.
By
This is
her.
what she's claiming.
Right.
And she went to the New York Times and had that all printed the day that she filed the lawsuit. Now,
Like a list of the allegations.
yeah, it's a list of the allegations. So initially everyone was like pro-Justin, then that came out and everyone, oh, I feel bad for judging Blake. That actually sounds pretty dodgy. Then Justin came back and countersued.
Right.
And he's suing them for like $240 million or something for damages and all of things.
Defamation, is it? Or
Defamation and
Slander and all that sort of
All
stuff.
of
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Because it's going to cripple him because, and then he's also, one part of the stuff is that he's like, well, you used, because they're good friends with Taylor Swift, you used Taylor Swift against me as like, bringing the powerhouse to sort of.
Of course, back to the old using the fan base
Yeah.
to crush. And Taylor Swift is the biggest in the world to be able to do that.
yeah, she can influence,
Yeah.
except she didn't win the election for Kamala.
She knew that.
That didn't work.
That didn't work.
But now he has released a video of the alleged advantage-taking scene where he's kind of hands all over her, they're kissing, and his lawyer has put that online for everyone. Basically,
So there's the
trial
actual
by
scene,
press.
outtakes as well of the like.
no,
Yeah,
it's
so it's
the
just
whole
running.
rolling
It's
of one
just
scene.
rolling of one scene.
So this is like outtakes outside of what was actually in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So everyone's
You get to
watching
see
that.
the cameras, the raw footage, the
and then resetting and all of that. And now Blake and Ryan have issued a gag order to stop his lawyer from putting footage and evidence out there, even though they did that just before Christmas. And it's not going well for the Reynolds Lively camp as far as public opinion at the moment.
I know Ryan is like supporting his wife, obviously, but
Yes.
I don't remember that when this sort of stuff happens, it becomes a husband and wife against. Why isn't it just her versus him?
No, I know.
Why is Ryan even involved in this?
Because he's such a
He got
good
dragged into
guy.
it for some reason, didn't he, Mitch?
Baldoni drew him in about 2 weeks ago, saying that
Right.
because if you've seen the most recent Deadpool movie, Deadpool meets another
That's
version of
right.
himself.
They had a crack of
Good-
Yeah,
good
called,
pool?
called Nice Pool.
Nice Pool.
And he doesn't wear the mask, so it's beautiful Ryan Reynolds. He's got long flowing hair and lovely stubble.
Yeah.
And he talks about a female Deadpool, which is Blake Lively, and he talks about her having just had a baby, but she looks great. You can't even tell. And Deadpool's, you can't say that. He goes, "That's okay. I identify as a feminist." It's a great line of the movie, But what they're saying is that Nice Pool is based off all the funny lines, all the jokes on him are based on Justin Baldoni.
Right.
Because Blake Lively early on in this said that he body shamed her, talking about how she looked because she's filming this recently after being pregnant as well.
Okay, so the whole thing.
He's asking for documents from Disney. Anything related to the Nice Pool character, we want copies of that because he's using a character to make fun of my real life, persona. So
everyone's quite torn about all of this because I'm quite torn because I want to side with Blake, but I don't know the whole story. Just because I know from my experience as an actor that, there was an era where guys would take advantage of their position of power.
Really?
And actors would still stay handsy in between takes.
Yeah.
And then they do.
But you can't just say that that's this bloke.
I know. But then if they don't get their leg over, they go and then white ant you to everyone else saying that you're a bad actor. I've had this happen. So, but that's my experience. It doesn't mean that's happened here.
Yes.
But
and in this particular video that they showed yesterday, that was released yesterday from the Baldoni camp, that's part of the lawsuit that's been filed against him. In that video, there's one, like, in terms of body shaming, she has a go at him because he's got a big hooter.
Oh, yeah, she says,
She said you could get that hooter fixed. She didn't say it in those words, but you
Schnorkella.
Yeah.
You could go get that hooter fixed.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Just quick Gout Gout update, if anyone's interested. Do you know who Gout Gout is?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
All across it. I'm one of the originals who's found him.
That's cool. Really?
Yeah, I've been watching him for years.
Oh, that's brilliant. Really?
So, no, I'm not one of the... What is it?
Johnny Come Lately.
Johnny, I was going to say Sally.
Sally Come
She
Lately.
comes lately too.
Yeah.
But
How? Explain this.
Just a random
Because it was
story
Ipswich
popped up in my
Grammar
feed.
Boy.
Yes. And it is Gout Gout, correct?
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
his dad came out and said something or other.
Yeah.
But Gout seems to have stuck, doesn't it?
My mate JT, who's part of the camp there, he said, no, they're sticking with Gout Gout. It's what he's been known as.
It's such a cool name.
Yeah,
it's such a unique name.
I actually called one of my friends who's a producer and I said, you need to get exclusive rights to the, documentary. Following it in real time now.
Sister, don't worry about that. Big Dog's already over it. Tell her, get in line, bitch. But anyway.
Your Instagram doesn't count, Luttsy.
No.
Big Dog's got his snout in the bowl, if you know what we mean.
Big Dog's got the exclusive pictures right here that with training in America now.
You can get arrested for stalking people like that.
It's in America.
This was sent to Luttsy by Gout Gout's trainer.
This is exclusively sent. This is in a sanctum. This is ridiculous. I can't release these photos yet, but when I can, Nova listeners will be the first to see them. This is Gout Gout training at the moment in America with the squad of Noah Lyles. Now, for those that watch the Sprint documentary, you'll know that Noah Lyles...
Or the Olympics.
Or the Olympic Games, there is that. Noah Lyles is the reigning 100-metre Olympic champion.
Yes.
The fastest man in the world at the moment.
And the biggest superstar in athletics.
He's a big superstar. Yeah, I'd say he's the biggest name in track and field at the moment. And Noah and his team invited Gout and Gout's training partner over to train with them. They've been there for a week. And it's actually amazing. You've got Noah Lyles, who this year will be his competitor. They'll be rivals at the world champs in the 200 metres at the very least this year.
Now, question, do you think Gout will make the world championships in the open division this year?
Yes, he'll run the 200 unless there's some sort of injury. If everything goes to plan, Gout is the Australian record holder.
But he's so young and unbothered as well. He's not going to have injury. He's one of those kids where you watch him and you're like,
fingers crossed.
No, I'm not putting the mockers on it. It's fine.
Is he still an Ipswich Grammar?
Yeah, he goes into grade 12 this year. So that's why at the moment he's spent the last 3 weeks at least in the US
training with
Noah Lyles in the most elite track squad in the world.
It's amazing.
And it's not as if Noah's just like, oh, who's this guy? Noah's invited him. I've got videos I'll show you guys of them doing sprint drills, and things like that. When Noah is physically coaching
with him
and with him, and
on
then,
the same track,
and then in lane 4 and 5 together doing starts together.
Yep.
I'm glad this is happening because when me being, the sporting professional, watching him, but I see, and he starts with the one thing that aren't the fastest part of his race.
100%.
You can actually see that in the vision that Luttsy. I was having a look at it
Nikki speaks
before.
the truth.
Yeah,
starts is one thing they haven't really even got to yet.
How good is that? Because it just shows that they're once
His
he gets the
speed.
training there, he's got the potential. There was a stat that came out. I might get this wrong, but that somebody came out and said people have overlooked because he did a blistering 200-metre run, which ranks him as like the 4th fastest Aussie in history at 16 years of age. No,
Well, 4th fastest in the world, not Aussie.
in the world.
Yeah.
But his 100, his final 100 in that 200,
Crazy stats.
world class.
Yeah.
Like already world class.
Crazy.
So if you're going to pick it, okay, so which Olympics is he going to win the gold medal?
Well, I mean, the
Brisbane.
fairy tale would be Brisbane 2032 when he'll be 24 years
But
of
do you
age.
think he has the potential to hit it prior to then?
Look, there's potential. I mean, you know what? The answer to that is you cannot put him alongside anyone else and go, okay, this is the trajectory and this is the way he'll do it, because there's
no comparison at the moment.
unprecedented.
Yeah.
There is no comparison to the amount of talent. And I say this because there'll be people jumping out of their cars right now going, give the kid a break, pump the brakes here, pump the brakes. And I agree with that, but it's undeniable, and it'd be wrong for us not to at least tell people about the level of talent that this kid has.
And we're excited. We're genuinely excited because we're like, it's Kathy Freeman.
It's Kathy Freeman probably on excuse the pun, on steroids. It's the 100 metres. It's the blue ribbon event. And also keep in mind, I said this on the podcast, Toward the Games podcast, which is out now if you want to have a listen to it, around Brisbane 2032. It was only a year ago that we were saying, people in track and field were saying, in our lifetimes, we'll probably never see someone beat Usain Bolt's records. It was just not feasible that could happen. Now, potentially, there's a 17-year-old kid from Ipswich whose trajectory suggests that potentially we're looking at Usain Bolt-like.
That's what I was going to ask, because you just said
crazy.
You couldn't compare him with his trajectory to anybody else, but you can. And it's Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt, yeah. So again,
doing similar things.
He's a great
at a
kid.
similar age.
He's a prefect at Ipswich Grammar. He's a really
make him school captain.
Grounded kid.
What are you doing out there, Ipswich? Who else you got? Come on.
Who's the mayor out there? Not anymore, they're not.
Yeah, well, exactly. But yeah, I mean, he's got a good network around him. We're just going to watch him progress. But you know, he's going to be at the World Champs performing as an adult this year.
And hats off to Noah Lyles too. This
Awesome.
16-year-old from another
It's like Usher
country.
and Bieber. He can see his, heir apparent. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, Usher and
Changing
Bieber.
of the guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usher's
Usher's like, Bieber's coming through. I'm gonna help this kid out, and off he goes.
Perfect.
Yeah, because there's only one thing better than being the world champion, and that's creating the next world champion.
100%.
Well said.
100%.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.